The time is now 4:30. I would like to call the February 25th, 2025 meeting to order. Please stand for the pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. Mr. Dan Ouellette is at a conference and is calling in today. And Mr. Bach has indicated he was not able to make it. So we're going to go ahead and move on to our number 3 on the agenda, which is the 2024 Mill Creek Police Department Employee of the Year. This is very exciting, and I am very happy to give the floor now to Chief Carter Mook to go ahead and talk about our patrolman Eli Parinel, who's being named Mill Creek Police Department Employee of the Year.
Thank you, Mrs. Clear. On September 5th, 2023, an officer-involved shooting took place at 1045 East Gore Road in Mill Creek Township. At 3:05 p.m., the police department was dispatched to this address for the report of a man not to be on the property, which was family-related. It was discovered that the caller's uncle had forced entry into the home and he had started a fire. At some point, the man exited the front door and immediately fired 10 to 12 shots in the direction of both MPD officers and state police troopers. 2 troopers and 2 MPD officers returned fire. The return of fire from the officers was effective in stopping the assault by the actor. On 10/24 of 2023, an officer-involved shooting review committee was launched, which was represented by the department's command staff, our department training coordinator, and a SWAT team member. The review committee recommended that Patrolman Eli Parinel be recognized for his brave actions to resolve this incident. Officer Parinel exhibited great composure during a tense and uncertain event. He used cover and concealment to his advantage and deployed a return of gunfire after the actor began firing at police. After the police fire brought an end to the assault by the person responsible, Officer Parinel assisted in handcuffing the man, then immediately transitioned to medical care for this person's injuries. I am honored to be able to work with someone with the capabilities of Officer Parinel, and it's my honor to recognize him as our Employee of the Year of 2024.
Before everyone leaves, we have a room full of our finest. We have many people from our police department that were here to celebrate Patrolman Parinel. And I just want to thank each and every one of you for the work that you do every day. I just said it to Captain Haber and Chief Mook earlier. I could never do what you do. You are one of the reasons that people move to Mill Creek Township, because you keep us safe. And at all times of the day, all times of the night, you are there for our residents. Thank you for everything that you continue to do for us. Mill Creek Police Department is the finest department in not just the tri-state area, we're just gonna say in the country. Thank you. Chief Mook, are people going to be excused? Is there anything else that they're going to be doing?
I doubt they'd want to hang around for the rest of the business here today. So yes, they can be excused.
There are only 20 things on the agenda. Okay, so anyone that would like to leave and not go through this meeting, Thank you all for coming, though. Oh, and Tucker's here, our famous golden retriever. Okay, we'll go ahead and move on now. We are going to be looking for public comment on agenda items other than development or rezoning, because we will have a time for that. So is there anyone here to talk about anything on the agenda? Okay, seeing none, we'll go ahead and move on. We have approval of the minutes. I have minutes here from February 11th, 2025's regular meeting. And do I have a motion to approve the minutes?
So moved.
And I will second. In for the record, I made the motion and it was seconded by Mr. Olet. Any discussion? Mr. Olet, how do you vote?
Yes.
I vote yes, motion carries. We now have bills, and we were given the bills, of course, to review. And I will go ahead and make a motion to approve the bills. Do I have a second?
I'll second.
A motion was made by me and seconded by Mr. Olet. And if there is no discussion, I'll call for the vote. Mr. Olet, how do you vote?
I vote yes.
I vote yes as well, motion carries. We are now going to be entering into the public hearing on subdivision and land development plans. The first one is called a road dedication plan for Sun Court, Beacon Hill Drive, Mill Street, and Clinton Street. To speak on this today is Mr. Matt Waldinger.
Thank you very much. Good evening. Yes, this plan is for 4 road dedications, and they show the dedication of 2 cul-de-sac rights-of-way at the south end of Sun Court and the west end of Beacon Hill Lane, a 45-foot extension on the south end of Mill Street that comes from tax parcel 33, 163, 619, 110, and 1 cul-de-sac right-of-way at the east of Clinton Street from 902 Richard Drive and 5850 Clinton Street, and these are located in tracts 344 and 345. At their regular meeting of Tuesday, February 4th, 2025, the Mill Creek Township Planning Commission recommended approval of these road dedications.
Great, thank you. Mr. Waldinger, could you explain to the audience the reason for road dedications?
In general, a road dedication just means that a certain piece of property is being dedicated to the public for roadway use. Specifically, these dedication plans are for 4 cul-de-sacs that were built back in the 80s and 90s, I think one even in the 2000s, with the thought that the development would be extended in the future. And so those cul-de-sacs were placed on adjacent property to be turnarounds for snow plows and other vehicles until such time as the road was extended. Turns out that on these 4 cases, those roads were never extended. There were no further developments. And so those cul-de-sacs now exist on adjacent property that has not been dedicated fully for public use. And so that's the purpose for these 4 dedications today.
Great, thank you so much. I will now open up the hearing for the road dedication. Is there anyone here to speak on the road dedication?
Good afternoon, Mike Sanford, 4721 Atlantic Avenue. I'm the surveyor that prepared these 4 road dedications. I think Mr. Waldinger did a great job explaining it, so I'm here to answer any questions you may have.
Okay. I don't have any questions. Dan, do you have any questions?
I do not. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much. Anyone else here to speak on the road dedications? Okay, seeing that there is no one to speak, I am going to go ahead and close the hearing. Any discussion, Mr. Olet?
No, I will make a motion to approve.
Okay, I will second that motion, and I will call for the vote. Mr. Olet, how do you vote?
Yes.
I vote yes, motion carries. The next subdivision plan is for Thomas A. Colicchio, and to speak on this is Mr. Waldinger.
Thank you. Yes, this is a preliminary subdivision plan that shows a future major subdivision in 2 phases that would mean the creation of 7 new lots and a road improvement for a cul-de-sac on Argyle Road. This would all be on property at 4026 Westlake Road and leave a residual lot of 6.0 acres. This is located along the north side of Westlake Road, east of Montpelier Avenue in Tract 279. And at their regular meeting of Tuesday, February 4th, 2025, the Mill Creek Township Planning Commission recommended approval of this preliminary plan with the following modifications that are required. I'll go through the first two. The first one is that they note that Lot 3 and 4 exceed the depth to width ratio, and so at time of final plan, that would need to be a modification granted by the supervisors. The second is that the Lot 1 access is from Lakefront Drive, which is a private drive per court order. They have access to Lakefront, and so that would also require a modification. And then the third modification that the Planning Commission recommended was that the residue parcel would have only 50 feet of frontage along South Shore Drive. But based on some further research on the township's part, it appears as though the residue will be landlocked, that they do not have access to South Shore Drive, and that will need to be addressed in the final plan. So those are the recommendations of the Planning Commission with that caveat.
Great. Thank you so much. I will go ahead and open the hearing. Is there anyone here to speak on behalf of the Colicchio property plan?
Mike Sanford again, 4721 Atlantic. We did prepare this preliminary plan. As Mr. Waldinger said, it's for 7 lots in 2 phases. And I'm now aware of the caveat on the third modification, so I understand that, and I'll discuss that with Mr. Colicchio prior to final plan submission of
Great.
how we can address that.
Thank you so much. Appreciate that. Any questions? Mr. Olet, any questions?
Nothing for Mr. Sanford.
Okay, thank you very much. Is there anyone else here to speak on this land development plan? Okay. Oh, yes. Yeah. There is someone. You'll have to come up to the microphone, sir. Right. Thank you. Please state your name into the record.
Yep, John Shirley, 604 Rondo. I questioned the Planning Commission last meeting about this. Was there any sort of stormwater or runoff retention plan? They said to come to this meeting. It could be explained.
So because it's a preliminary plan, yes, here, I'll just let Matt Waldinger talk.
Okay, thank you. Yes,
Thanks.
I can explain that, and Supervisor Clear is correct. This is what's known as a preliminary plan, so it's basically the overall general layout for how they would like to proceed with future subdivisions. As such, they're not required to provide any of that detail now, but I will also say that if the board chooses to approve this preliminary plan, it does not give them the right to subdivide or sell any lots. That just approves the concept that they've provided us, and then they will have to come back with final plans for however many phases they would like. They're proposing 2 phases, but at the time when they submit final subdivision plans, they're required to have all of their stormwater management drawings and meet our regulations. I also will note that anybody that was notified for this preliminary plan process will also be notified at the final plan process, so you'll have a chance to look at and see how they plan on addressing all that.
All right, good enough. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you, sir. If you could please state your name into the record.
Alan Seelinger, 531 Zephyr. We weren't even notified about this plan. We were notified the very first hearing. This one here, we had to find out by word of mouth. Can we be notified during the next process?
Mr. Waldinger, would you like to speak on the process?
I would have to verify the notices that went out, but I do believe that we do note at the bottom of the notice about this supervisors meeting. You are correct, the first hearing is the planning commission, so the majority of that letter talks about that as being the first hearing, but we do note the date and time of this. Typically on those letters, I can't, without looking to see what went out, I can't guarantee, but that's usually what we do. If it didn't happen this time, I'm sorry, but.
I mean, we're the only ones out of our neighborhood that even showed, because nobody knew about it. Be nice to be notified. Thank you.
And just for the, we can clarify, Mr. Waldinger, what area do we, what's the radius, I guess, from subdivisions that we notify?
Automatically, we notify any properties that are adjoining, so anybody that touches any of the parcel being subdivided. And then we typically go 400 feet in each direction within reason. If we hit an intersection or something, we may go 300 or,
Yeah.
it depends. But we try and, we have a good idea of who would probably be interested, and it's certainly anybody that directly abuts the property.
Okay,
Try and go a little beyond that.
okay, okay. Thank you very much.
So Matt, for the next round of this, that also goes before first the planning commission and then to the township. So the next, and they'll also be notified, notices will be sent out with respect to that next planning commission meeting.
Correct, and I will ensure that those notices also include the date that it's supposed to be presented to the Board of Supervisors.
So typically, what happens is once you have a planning commission meeting, the township meeting is, 3 weeks following that planning commission meeting. So that's typically how that process works.
Okay, thank you. Okay, anyone else to speak on the subdivision plan?
Do you have a drawing available that people can look at here? A diagram?
I do have here, I can bring
Just to speak it into the record, someone's asking for a drawing or diagram, but they are coming up to the microphone. If you could please state your name into the record?
Christine Albert, and I live on lot 94, which would be right on the corner of Argyle. It looks like they're making a roundabout, and it's covering my whole backyard.
Is it do you mean a
cul-de-sac.
cul-de-sac?
Well, that's what they're calling it.
It's a cul-de-sac.
It's not really an improvement to Argyle. If it was an improvement, people in Heart Estate would be able to use it. You have over 100 houses down there that are going out the one exit, entrance one. And I think Heart Estate should be separate from his property back there. And it, like I said, that roundabout, that's what it looks like. It's covering the whole back of my backyard there. So if I was to try to get out of my driveway, that would be quite an ordeal. Plus the other people that live on Argyle down there. Because we all have like short driveways. And I don't see how that's gonna work.
What lot are you on? 94?
94, right there,
So you pull out onto Argyle.
right. My driveway's on Argyle. I live on, the address is Zephyr. So I'm on the corner lot there. And,
But it's not blocking your access to get onto Argyle.
pardon me?
Your driveway still goes onto Argyle?
Correct.
Okay.
But is there gonna, I noticed a couple things. Personally, it's not a improvement to Argyle as far as we're concerned. And he has on there, they had the right of way. I hope he's not planning on taking part of my property over there on the side. Has anybody been down there to look
Yes.
at this?
Yes. So the right-of-way is actually considered to be the township right-of-way.
Considered to be what?
It's the township right-of-way.
Right.
We have so many feet from the center of the road out. Is that the right-of-way maybe you're speaking of?
Right.
Okay.
If I could maybe help clarify, so what they propose is a new, that cul-de-sac with the right-of-way around it would be entirely on Mr. Colicchio's property, just to the
Yes,
east
but
of
how
me.
far away is that from my backyard? It's right, sitting right on there.
Well, it's beyond the property line. It's on Mr. Colicchio's
And
property.
how far beyond the property line would that be?
So without having a scale, it looks like the actual edge of the pavement would be about 10 feet from the edge of the right-of-way.
Okay, and what are they gonna do about the wetlands back there?
They
Because
are,
it starts at the end of Argyle.
yeah. They would require a permit from the Department of Environmental Protection to mitigate those wetlands, and it would be up to the state whether they satisfy the requirements and grant them that permit or not. They would just have to provide to us proof that they were permitted to do so before they could move forward.
Now, those are avenues down there, so everybody has to maneuver around if they have company or trying to get in and out for work or going back and forth. I think that's just gonna jam it up down there. So why is this cul-de-sac all the way over here? Why is it in the center of the properties?
That is the way the designer chose to lay it out, probably to maximize the space left for the remaining lots, would be my guess.
Okay, so all these people along here are gonna have like traffic in their backyard.
They would have a cul-de-sac, they would have potentially four homes in
Larger
that
homes, right?
area. I would assume so, the lots are nearly half an acre or more.
Okay, that just doesn't seem right to cram them people in there. They're only gonna have that way to get out of there?
Yes, they would access Argyle Avenue.
Okay, I don't have anything to say except for it's already crowded down there, and to add more houses with only one exit in and out of there, it seems pretty, safety-wise, doesn't seem very smart. Plus the wetlands, if the wetlands is pretty big back there.
Yeah, that would be the DEP. And,
Yeah.
and we would not, we would require them to provide the DEP certificate, permits, in order to proceed anyway.
Yeah.
So, okay, thank you. Anyone else to speak? Okay, seeing none, I'll go ahead and close the hearing. Do I have a motion to approve the Colicchio property subdivision plan?
So moved.
And I'll second. Any discussion? Okay, hearing none, I'll call for the vote. Maybe I should clarify, the motion is going to be approving the preliminary subdivision plan, noting all of the modifications that were presented by the Planning Commission, as well as the landlocked situation will have to be rectified with any other plans moving forward.
Yes.
Okay, so that was the motion. And it was seconded. Okay, I'll call for the vote. Mr. Olet, how do you vote?
Yes.
I vote yes. Motion carries.
Matt, if I could, just to clarify, many of the issues in terms of, where to place things, how things will be placed, safety issues and so forth, ultimately are addressed as part of the final plan process, and those things are reviewed. So it's not, this is just the concept that's been approved. A lot of the issues that you raised, ma'am, and others have raised get addressed as part of the final plan process. So just so you understand that.
And if I may, hand in hand with that will be the requirement for much more detailed drawings and designs at the final stage than this. So they'll be easier to see and know exactly what impacts there will be.
Okay, thank you very much. The third and final land development plan was for West Ridge Estates. This is Phase 3 land development plan. Mr. Waldinger.
All right, thank you. Yes, next is land development plan for West Ridge Estates Phase 3. This is a land development plan to show the construction of 8 6-unit multifamily dwellings at 4109 West Ridge Road with associated stormwater management facilities and off-street parking located along the south line of West Ridge Road, west of Colonial Avenue in Tract 309. At their regular meeting of Tuesday, February 4th, 2025, the Mill Creek Township Planning Commission recommended approval of this land development plan with the following condition: that access be limited to the south end of the property. Subsequent to this meeting, The engineer for the project has submitted a drawing that shows a potential gate that would limit access out onto Morning Sun Drive. That gate would propose to be locked at all times with access only for emergency vehicles.
Great. Thank you very much, Mr. Waldinger. With that, I'll go ahead and open up the hearing. Is there anyone here to speak on the Westridge Estates Phase 3? Oh, there's a new face.
Hi, Mike Sanford, 4721 Atlantic. And as Mr. Waldinger said, we did submit the revised plan after hearing from the local fire chief that gated access for emergency vehicles would be appropriate in this case. So we did make that change because it was discussed at the Planning Commission meeting. So just, if you have any questions, I'll try and answer them for you.
Great. Thank you very much. Mr. Olet, do you have any questions for Mr. Sanford?
No, I do not. Thank you.
Okay, I do not either. Thank you, Mr. Sanford. Anyone else here to speak on this subdivision plan? Okay, seeing none, I will close the hearing. I will make a motion to approve Phase 3 of this Westridge Estates subdivision plan. Do I have a second?
I'll second.
I made the motion. It was seconded by Mr. Olet for the record. And any discussion, Mr. Olet? Okay, no discussion. So I will go ahead and call for the vote. Mr. Olet, how do you vote?
Yes.
I vote yes. Motion carries. Okay, we are now on to number 8 on the agenda. This is the ordinance of Mill Creek Township, ordinance 2025-1. And to speak on this is Attorney Shaw.
Yes, before you is ordinance 2025-1 relating to the number of Planning Commission members. The current membership number for the Planning Commission is set by ordinance and indicates that the membership would be 7. Over the years, the township has had challenges filling vacancies not only on this board but other boards. And the Planning Department has recommended contracting its board from 7 members to 5 members through attrition. The Planning Commission currently is at 5 members, so now would be the appropriate time to amend the ordinance to reflect a membership of 5 as opposed to 7, which is what ordinance 2025-1 accomplishes. So the recommendation would be to approve this ordinance.
Great, thank you very much. Any questions for Attorney Shaw? Okay, do I have a motion to approve ordinance 2025-1?
I'll make that motion.
And I will second it. I will call for the vote. Mr. Olet, how do you vote?
Yes.
I vote yes. Motion carries. Number 9 on the agenda. New and amended ordinances under review. To speak on this is Attorney Shaw.
Yes, we have 3 that are currently under consideration. First is the Saldo, the subdivision and land development ordinance. We have completed the legal review on that and have been meeting with engineering and planning departments to finalize that. Second is International Property Maintenance Code and International Fire Code updates. The township previously adopted both codes and currently is using the 2015 version of these codes. It's been recommended that the township move to, I believe, the 2021 versions. We're working on making those needed changes, and we're planning on having these available for consideration by the board for the March 11th, 2025 meeting. And lastly, over the years, the township has adopted various ordinances relating to fines and penalties, and we're looking to update those, both in terms of simplifying that process as well as adjusting some of the amounts to reflect the passage of time that has occurred since many of these were set. We're currently reviewing that and are working on putting together a new revision. So those are the current ordinances under consideration.
Thank you very much. And number 10 on the agenda is Resolution 2025 R-10. Mr. Shaw.
Yes, before you is Resolution 2025 R-10 relating to Mill Creek Police Department records disposal. This resolution is to approve the disposal of certain municipal records maintained by the police department that are reaching the end of their retention period under the Municipal Records Manual. The records to be disposed include MVR BWC footage. That includes test recordings for the time period of December 13 of 24 through December 26 of 24, traffic stops for the period of November 12, 24 through November 25th, 24, incident only in special circumstances for the period of February 11, 23 through February 24th, 2023, and case report, arrest report, SRR unknown types for the period between February 11th, 2005 through February 24th of 2005. My recommendation would be to approve the disposal of these records.
Thank you very much. Any questions for Attorney Shaw? Do I have a motion to approve the Resolution 2025 R10?
So moved.
And I will second. I made the motion. It was seconded by Mr. Olet. Any discussion? Mr. Olet, how do you vote?
Yes.
I vote yes. Motion carries. We now have bids and quotations. Mr. Shaw, you were going to speak on the uniform rental contract and the contract extension agreement, I believe.
Yes.
And then we will vote on both of those if you're okay with that, Mr. Olet.
Yes, that'll be fine.
Yeah, filling in for Melanie Page, who handled this, but she's also at a conference. The township's current uniform contract for streets and public works, as well as incidental items such as towels and floor mats, is expiring at the end of this month. The township issued a request for bids and received 2 responses from Cintas and UniFirst. The bids were received and opened on February 13th of 2025. We're still evaluating those submitted bids and at this time are making no recommendation. But given that the current contract expires on February 28th of 25, and we do not expect to be in a position to award a new contract by that date, we did ask for and receive from Cintas an agreement to extend the current contract until March 28th of 2025, which will provide sufficient time for the township to fully evaluate the bids that we received. My recommendation then would be to approve this agreement with Cintas to extend the existing contract to March 28th of 2025, which has been executed by Cintas.
Great. Thank you very much. Mr. Olet, any questions?
No, I'll make a motion to approve.
Thank you. And I will second. I made the motion, and it was seconded by Mr. Olet. And I will, any discussion? If none, I'll call for the vote. Mr. Olet, how do you vote?
Yes.
I vote yes. Motion carries. We now have various items from the Mill Creek Police Department. These were included in your budget, I remember, Chief Mook. But according to second-class township code, we do have to vote on these. So if you would please go ahead and go through the 6 items, and then we will vote as one.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
First, we are due to have lead remediation done for the police department's indoor shooting range over the course of time. The lead from bullets has been accumulating. That's been stopped by the backstop system in the range and is very much due to be removed. A quote was obtained from A-Mark Environmental in Erie for this project. They will be removing and disposing of lead casings and shells from the range to include cleaning the floor, walls, and ceilings via HEPA vacuuming and TSB solution. The cost is $9,615, and $10,000 have been earmarked for this project in the capital budget. This price includes all disposals into an EPA-approved landfill, as well as OSHA air monitoring. All work will be performed in strict accordance with all federal, state, and local regs. I request approval to move forward with this project pending review of a professional services contract. Next, the Linatex curtain in the firing range is in need of replacement. This is a proprietary material that hangs between the targets and the backstop, and it is designed to keep bullets and backspatter away from persons using the firing range. We have a quote from Weir Minerals US Incorporated in Utah in the amount of $11,660.67. And because this is a proprietary material, no additional quotes were obtained. Installation will be completed by Township Building Maintenance and/or MPD officers at no further cost. This purchase will be taken from the ammunition section of the police budget. Next, the Coast Grant provides for the purchase of a new laptop computer for the crisis clinician. Currently, there is $1,677 available in funding for this purchase under the grant. Our IT manager, Chris Filson, has obtained a quote from Velocity Network in Erie for a new Dell Latitude 15.6-inch laptop and a Dell Thunderbolt dock in the amount of $1,568, keeping us under budget. Next, for the purposes of ongoing replacement of aging portable police radio batteries, we had earmarked $5,500 in the capital budget under major equipment. We have a quote from Motorola in the amount of $4,071 for 30 new portable radio batteries, which will satisfy our need for this year. For regular replacement of aging PCs, monitors, and laptop computers, $23,000 have been earmarked in the capital budget this year. The IT manager for the department, Chris Filson, has provided a quote in the amount of $22,326.98 from VNet, our longtime vendor for this type of equipment. This includes 3 Dell 15.6-inch Latitude laptops, 3 Dell Thunderbolt docks, 15 Dell Optiplex desktop PCs, 2 LG external USB drives, and 4 27-inch PC monitors. And last, I'm seeking approval to lease 2 black-colored 2025 Dodge Durango Pursuit vehicles from Enterprise to replace 2 aging frontline police interceptor cruisers that both have over 100,000 miles on them. Enterprise has provided a monthly quote of $906.10 for each vehicle for a 60-month lease. Upfitting of emergency-type equipment will be done by IBIS Emergency Vehicles in Butler, PA. IBIS is a CoStar's vendor, number 012-E23-318, and their costs are approximately $11,230 per vehicle. Graphics will continue to be done locally by Octane Custom Designs at an estimated cost of $625 per vehicle. And this would be taken from the major equipment line item of the budget.
Great, thank you very much. Any questions, Mr. Olet, for Chief Mook?
No, no questions.
Okay. I'll make the motion to approve the purchases that were budgeted for by Chief Mook.
And I'll second.
Okay, I made the motion. It was seconded by Mr. Olet, and I will call for the vote. Mr. Olet, how do you vote?
Yes?
I vote yes. Motion carries. The Mill Creek Fire Department, I'm going to take care of these today. Just so everyone's aware, Mr. Olet, Chief Cliff, Diane Lyons, and Treasurer Melanie Page, and Sean McClelland are at a conference. And it updates us on legislation and accounting that has been updated this year in Pennsylvania. So that's why they are not here to join us today. But thank goodness we have Dan on the phone. So I will go ahead and begin with, I'm going to do all 3 of these, Mr. Olet, just so that you know. Okay, the first one is for Whitmer Public Safety Structural Firefighting Gear. And there are proposals that for Morning Pride firefighting gear that need to be purchased. There are 7 of them. They're complete sets of gear for new full-time firefighters. The cost is $46,573.22. And it is Chief Cliff's recommendation that these be purchased out of the budgeted amounts from the fire department capital budget. And they do meet the township specs. All right. And then second is the FirstNet phones and tablets. With the Mill Creek Fire staffing 2 additional locations, we need 2 additional cell phones for Westlake and Bell Valley. Additionally, Westlake's tablets are at the end of their life and need to be replaced. Chief Cliff recommends the following purchases: 4 tablets from FirstNet for a total of $799.96, 2 iPhones from FirstNet for $1.98. Let me take a look at that. Hold on. What's that? Each? Okay. Oh, because oh, yes, okay. And then these these additions will increase the monthly data, that's where they get you, and the phone plan to $227.94. We will also need 4 tablet cases and docking stations for the fire trucks, which will be purchased from the Northeastern Communications, $3,564.96, and all of this comes out of the previously approved budget items. Finally, we have the vehicle leases. And Chief Cliff, oh, nope, I was wrong, I apologize. Last one is the Bell Valley Capital Project. Attached is the itemized list of capital and operating supplies needed to support additional staffing at Bell Valley as well as Westlake, while ensuring all 4 districts are properly equipped. These purchases are essential to meet operation needs as we expand staffing. Again, these were submitted in a budget that was approved in December of 2024 for 2025. The recommendation is the Bell Valley Capital being $24,709.81. Bell Valley Supplies, $1,410. Kearsarge Capital is $2,140. Westlake Capital is $3,920.71. Westridge Capital is $863.89. It is the recommendation of Chief Cliff to approve these capital project purchases. So I'm going to go ahead and ask for a motion to approve the purchases for the Mill Creek Fire Department.
I'll make that motion.
And I will second. Any discussion? Okay, Mr. Olet, how do you vote?
Yes.
I vote yes, motion carries. Now we're at the hot water pressure washer from the Parks and Rec Department.
Thank you. The Parks and Recreation Department is seeking approval for the purchase of a hot seat for the department. The hot seat, or a hot water pressure washer, will be used to clean maintenance equipment, including mowers, our skid steer, our garbage truck, etc. The purchase was included in the Parks and Recreation capital budget. There was $12,000 allotted for this purchase. After verifying specs for the machine, quotes for a hot seat were received from Hot Seat Equipment Company for $11,535. Cleaning Systems, Inc. for $9,964, and Ganser for $8,780. So it would be my recommendation to approve the purchase of the hot seat from Ganser for $8,780, leaving a capital budget surplus of $3,220.
Great, thank you very much. I remember seeing this in your budget, and I was like, what is this?
Yes.
Thank you very much. Any questions for Ms. Marsteller? Okay.
I don't have any. I'll make a motion to approve.
Okay, and I second. I made the motion. It was seconded by Mr. Olet for the record. Any discussion? Okay, Mr. Olet, how do you vote?
Yes.
I vote yes, motion carries. Next up, we have the tree removal at Mill Fair Compost Center from the CRS Department, Community Relations and Sustainability. And to speak on this is Ms. Stutzman.
Thank you. Good evening. The CRS department needs to remove approximately 6 to 8 trees. They are growing in clusters from the east side of the lot behind the fence, but still within our property, due to some safety concerns and also product contamination concerns. These trees are hanging over the fence and over the pole barn building that houses all of our specialized equipment, and we are worried that they may fall and damage our property. So 3 quotes were obtained from Scott's Tree and Stump Removal, which was came in at $4,000, Star Tree Service at $4,800, and J. Thomas Tree Service at $11,900. It is our recommendation to have this work completed by the lowest bidder, Scott's Tree and Stump Removal, at $4,000. We did budget for this work to be completed in the 2025 Mill Fair operating budget under maintenance and repairs. And after this purchase, $8,000 will remain in that category, in that account.
Thank you very much. Any questions for Ms. Stutzman?
None here. I'll make a motion to approve.
Okay, and I will second. I made the motion, it was seconded by, or, sorry, Mr. Olet made the motion and I seconded. I'll call for the vote if there's no discussion. Mr. Olet, how do you vote?
Yes.
I vote yes, motion carries. Next, we have engineering and design services for the West 8th Street Turnback and Streetscaping Project from the Planning and Development Department. Mr. Matt Waldinger.
Thank you very much. Yes, this contract is for design services along West 8th Street between Peninsula Drive and Pittsburgh Avenue. And the contract was split into two parts, the roadway turnback design and the remaining streetscape design. This was because the work needs to be highly coordinated, because the work needs to be highly coordinated, the township sought to find one firm that could perform the work in two separate parts. The reason for the split is that PennDOT will reimburse the township for all eligible costs related to the turnback, including any engineering fees relative to the work. Streetscape work will be partially funded by the $3.5 million RACP grant that the Commonwealth awarded to the township. The fees for engineering services are part of the township's match to that grant. The Township Engineering Department prepared an RFP for the work, calling for separate billing for the turnback and streetscape designs. Two proposals were received, but Verdantis LLC was the only proposal that addressed all of the items listed in the township's requests. The township interviewed the project team from Verdantis to ensure that they had a good understanding of the project. Following the meeting, we felt that the firm has sufficient experience, talent, and depth to successfully complete the design. They have a local office and have assigned a local engineer as the project manager. Both of the projects are for not to exceed pricing. The price for the turnback design is $365,000 to be paid by PennDOT reimbursement. The price for the streetscape project for items through, up to, and including final design is also $365, with funds from the planning and development and engineering budgets. In coordination with Township Engineer Rob Rodemoyer, I recommend award of the West 8th Street Turnback and Streetscape Design Contract to Verdantis LLC with local offices at 1625 Lowell Avenue.
Great, thank you very much. Any questions, Mr. Olet, for Mr. Waldinger or Mr. Rodemoyer?
I don't have any.
Okay.
Matt, I'm sorry, Matt, just a quick clarification. So the price proposal is $365 for both halves?
It is, they had a higher price proposal for the streetscape work, but it included services all the way through, and I should say, both provided pricing for services all the way through construction, inspection, but because of funds, the township will only go forward with the streetscaping project through the final design, and services at time of construction and the other things will have to be addressed in a future contract with them, in future approval from the board.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. Okay, I will go ahead and make a motion to approve.
And I will second.
Okay, I made the motion and it was seconded by Mr. Olet. I'll call for the vote if there's no discussion. Mr. Olet, how do you vote?
Yes.
I vote yes, motion carries. We have now a consultant for a PDA alarm system upgrade from the sewer and engineering departments, and to speak on this is Mr. Rodemoyer.
Yes, thank you. Yes, this is a professional service agreement with Process and Data Automation, and this is related to, I guess, the second or third phasing of an alarm upgrade to the sanitary sewer system pump stations. The existing sanitary sewer pump stations are currently alarmed on a low band radio frequency, which has become at this point obsolete and is in need of upgrade, hence the phasing in of these alarm upgrades to this package. This specific proposal is the next phase to replace 11 of our pump stations and would be a continuation, as I said, of upgrades to past upgrades with the anticipation of over the next 2 to 3 years of having all of the 40-plus pump stations upgraded under the new alarm system. All of this work was accounted for in the 2025 budget, and it would be my recommendation to approve this agreement with PDA for the base fee of $256,760, 0 cents.
And thank you very much. Just a question for you. The alarm system, can you explain to our public, since we have so many people here, how does that alarm system work?
Well, right now, like I said, it's a radio system, so it communicates, via like electrical contact closure or digital closure. And right now, so it's kind of an interface, open, close. If something like power goes out, you have a relay that closes, well, that instantly tells that radio system to send out a signal, which is received back here to the dispatch office.
So dispatch actually gets the alarm?
Yes.
Okay.
And all of this work
And is-
will be incorporated to upgrade,
So this is
the dispatch.
this is not a 1950 system the way it was. This is now
Well,
going
no,
to be a 2025.
it's essentially, PLC is programmable logical control, which
Mm-hmm.
essentially is a computer acting like a person, turning pumps
Yeah.
on and off, alarms, so.
And this is all to keep sanitary water from getting into our house, correct?
Yes,
Thank you.
for the most part, yes. Or into streams or,
Into stream-
yes.
that's true.
I mean, yeah,
Great.
because the sewer never stops.
Great.
Never.
Thank you very much. Appreciate that. Okay, any questions from you, Mr. Olet?
No.
Yeah, you worked in this world, so you probably have no questions. Okay, then I'll go ahead and make a motion to approve this project for the PDA alarm system upgrades. And do I have a second?
I'll second, yes.
Okay, I made the motion and Mr. Olet seconded. I'll call for the vote if there's no discussion. Mr. Olet, how do you vote?
Yes.
I vote yes, motion carries. Finally, Kearsarge Force Main Project Geotechnology Associates proposal, and that is also Mr. Rob Rodemoyer.
Yes, you have a proposal here from Technological Associates, essentially to do soil borings for our capital project, the Kearsarge Sanitary Sewer Force Main Project. This would be specifically related for the crossing under I-79. This work will provide us with a soil sampling report, which is typically put into our overall bid package that we put out to the public for contractors to bid on. This would provide the contractors with essentially a soil sampling along Interstate 80 they'd have to deal with when they're going to do that work, because they got to essentially push or pull or drill a pipe under I-79. They just can't dig. So this is something that is typically done because you have to have a specialized large equipment, and typically a contractor wants to see what type of soils they're dealing with when they have to do these soil borings. So I am recommending approval of this proposal from Geotechnological Associates for the price of $6,700.
Thank you very much. Any questions for Mr. Rodemoyer? Okay, I feel like this Kearsarge. Oh, go ahead.
No, I don't have any, I'll make a motion to approve.
Okay, and I will go ahead and second. I will say that I feel like this Kearsarge Force Main project, it's been ongoing. It takes a long time to get all the permits and proposals and
It's the
permits.
largest and longest force main in the township, so.
And that's probably why. Yeah, it
Lot of
involves
properties.
all of the acronyms. Okay. A motion was made by Mr. Olet, seconded by me. If there's no discussion, I will call for the vote. Mr. Olet, how do you vote?
Yes.
I vote yes, motion carries. Okay, we are now on to a memorandum of agreement between Mill Creek Township and the Mill Creek Police Association. This agreement is just clarifying some language that the Mill Creek Police Association Union and the township recognized that had some conflicts in it. When we negotiated the contract a few months ago, this was actually a section that we just, I guess it was missed by all the lawyers. Oh, okay, sorry, I thought someone was going to say something. So anyway, we are recommending an approval of the MOA to remove the last paragraph in Article 12.5. The payout of rank from the MPA, CBA conflicts with the new established pay scale for detectives. So we're just amending that. I'll make a motion to approve that change.
And I'll second.
I made the motion, it was seconded by Mr. Olet. Mr. Olet, how do you vote?
Yes.
I vote yes, motion carries. Now we have a sidewalk deferral, and to speak on this is going to be Mr. Waldinger.
Thank you. This is a sidewalk deferral request for the earlier land development plan that was approved by the board. The developer for West Ridge Estates Phase 3, which is West Ridge Estates Realty LLC, is seeking a sidewalk deferral for a sidewalk that would be located along West Ridge Road. At this time, there is no sidewalk present in the area, nor are there any township plans to install sidewalks at this time. It would be our recommendation to approve the request as presented. It is on the proper form that is required by the township, signed by the property owner. So I would recommend approval of this deferral request.
Okay, thank you very much. Any questions, Mr. Olet?
None here. I'll make a motion to approve.
And I will second. Motion was made by Mr. Olet, seconded by me. If there's no discussion, Mr. Olet, how do you vote?
Yes.
I vote yes, motion carries. Next up, we have the the Stormwater Management Maintenance Agreement and acceptance of a stormwater plan at 3323 West 12th Street. Terrence Flanagan is the developer, and to speak on that is Mr. Rodemoyer.
Yes, this is in regards to a small water, stormwater system, as you stated, for 3323 West 12th Street. The plans and agreement had been reviewed by the engineering department, and it would be our recommendation to approve the agreement and the associated stormwater plan.
Thank you very much, Mr. Rodemoyer. Any questions, Mr. Olet?
None here.
Okay. I will make a motion to approve.
And I'll second.
Okay, I made the motion. It was seconded by Mr. Olet. I will call for the vote. Mr. Olet, how do you vote?
Yes.
I vote yes, motion carries. We are now at the BIU Building Inspection Underwriters Contract Extension. Mr. Waldinger.
Thank you. Yes, this is an extension for our contract with Building Inspection Underwriters, solely for services that they provide on an as-needed basis for code enforcement, both International Property Maintenance Code and International Fire Code services. It is similar to an agreement that we have entered into with them for several years. As I mentioned, it's on an as-needed basis with services provided and billed as listed in the contract. So I would recommend approval of this contract extension.
Great, thank you very much. Any questions for Mr. Waldinger? Hearing none.
None here.
Do I have a motion to approve?
So moved.
And I will second. If there's no discussion, Mr. Olet, how do you vote?
I vote yes.
And I vote yes, motion carries. Next up, we have a Green Light Go grant application. I'm going to be speaking on this. This came from Jeff Tenney, who is our bureau chief in our traffic department. The grant applied for on West 12th has made it through the first stages, showing that it is a viable project with PennDOT. And he needs to submit a copy of the minutes showing the township's approval as well for the project, which is today's meeting. And he is recommending that the township request $134,365.76 in Green Light Grove grant funding, with a maximum township contribution of $533,591.44. And I will state into the record that Jeff Tenney has procured other Green Light Go grants, and we are very proud of him for going after this grant funding and being so successful with this grant funding. The Green Light Go recently, most recently was approved 2 years ago and is being used on Peach Street, and it was in conjunction with Summit. So our lights are almost good to avoid Peach Jam, if you know what I mean. Ha ha ha. Okay, kind of. Okay, we're getting there, Dennis. Anyway, Mr. Olet, any questions?
None here. I'll make a motion to approve.
Okay, I'll second the motion. If there's no discussion, I'll call for the vote. Mr. Olet, how do you vote?
Yes.
I vote yes, motion carries. Number 17 on the agenda. We're getting there, people. Thanks for the patience. Western Pennsylvania Conservancy Licensing Agreement. And to speak on this is Attorney Shaw.
Yes, the Township Parks and Recs Director was approached by the Western Pennsylvania Conservancy and its agents, the Lake Erie Watershed Cooperative Weed Management Area, and the Pennsylvania Sea Grant regarding the availability of funding to control Tree of Heaven within the region, which is an invasive species. This funding would enable a local contractor, Ecological Field Services, at no cost to the township, to selectively treat Tree of Heaven with herbicide during the dormant season and prevent the species regeneration in the spring. Before you is a license agreement that would allow the Western Pennsylvania Conservancy and its agents to treat Scott Park for the Tree of Heaven invasive species. Application of the herbicide is anticipated to take place sometime between now and April of this year. Recommendation would be to approve this license agreement.
Thank you very much. Am I getting this right? We're killing the Tree of Heaven.
Yes.
It sounds a little sacrilege, but apparently it's not a very nice plant. Okay.
It is somewhat misnamed, I assume.
Yes, okay, misnamed.
It is an invasive, yes. It is destructive to other plants around it and to the soil. It also releases chemicals into our soil. So it is not a friend that we want at our park.
Okay. That friend's uninvited. Thank you. Okay. Any questions for Ms. Marcel or Mr. Shaw? If not, I'll call for the vote. Or, I'm sorry, I first have to make a motion. I will make a motion to approve the Conservancy.
I'll second.
Okay. I made the motion and it was seconded by Mr. Olet. Mr. Olet, how do you vote?
Yes.
I vote yes to kill the Tree of Heaven. Thank you very much. Treasurer Communications, as I indicated before, Ms. Melanie Page is away at a conference learning. So she did not indicate she had anything before she left today. We do have some hiring requests, and I believe Mr. Jerry Hickens is here. Did I steal your thunder earlier when I did those, when I was doing the gear and the tablets?
It's quite okay.
I am so sorry, Mr. Hicken.
It's quite all right. Less talking I do, the better.
Well, thank you for being here. Go ahead.
Recommended for approval is going to be the hiring of the following probationary full-time firefighters. 10 of these will be promotion from part-time to full-time. 5 will be new hires into the township. The start date for these hires will be March 3rd, 2025, at a rate of pay of $21.04 per hour, annualized out to $55,469.86. The recommendations for the following 15 people: Nicholas Ayers, Caitlin Bauer, Dylan Gamber, Ryan Geist, Matt Henry, Tyler Hickernell, Matthew Hicks, Michael Kelly, Ryan Kennedy, Timothy Romansky, Ryan Sargent, Joshua Schmidt, Nathaniel Seraphin, Gregory Summerson, and Jacob Wolf.
Thank you very much. And am I correct in stating that this will come out of the SAFERS grant that Mill Creek Township received?
Yes, these are the 15 hires that were approved and will be funded through the SAFERS grant.
Yes, and they will be funded for 3 years.
Yes, 3 years at full salary.
Yes.
Coming back on that.
We were one of 2 recipients of this in the state of Pennsylvania, were we not?
We were, and we were one of the largest recipients in terms of the grant period in general.
Yes. Okay. Thank you very much. It's great news, and we're proud of Chief Cliff for procuring that grant funding. Okay. Any questions from Mr. Olet?
None here. I'll make a motion to approve.
Okay, and I will second. Any discussion? Mr. Olet, how do you vote?
Yes.
I vote yes. Motion carries. We now have a really wonderful announcement. We are finally here, and your families, I'm sorry, you had to live through this whole meeting. Not that they're they're riveting, but we are here today to promote to the Director of Public Works, Mr. Sebastian Puda. And Mr. Puda comes to us from internally. He has worked for the township for over 29 years. And Mr. Puda brings experience from numerous areas in sewer systems, inspections, safety protocols, project management, and an extensive work with the sewer revenue fund and the sewer and the sewer authority. These years of experience and leadership in our township are really what have made us have so much trust in you, and you now are going to be in the circle of trust of team. Sorry, no, it's a really great place that we've created here in the township, and I know Dan and I, Jesse, Ashley, Chief Mook, Matt, Rob, Chief Cliff, Melanie, Diane are excited to have you in that. So it's with great pleasure that I'm going to just make the motion to approve Mr. Sebastian Subby, Puda, promote him to the Director of Public Works. Mr. Olet.
And I will second that.
Oh, and I have to announce the salary, I guess. I apologize. Salary is going to be $89,000 a year. And there were other things too in here actually that I didn't read. I made my own thing, right? I made my own speech, but yes, building code official, he's an accessibility and plans examiner, he's a plumbing inspector, construction engineering technician, AOS in building construction. He has a bachelor degree, and he also became the sanitary sewer program manager for Mill Creek Township. And there are various other inspections and licenses he holds. He's a jack of all trades, or a Puda of all trades. Okay, so I think I made a motion. Did you get to second that, Mr. Olet?
Yes.
Great. I will then call for the vote. Mr. Olet, how do you vote?
Yes.
I vote yes. Motion carries. I'd like to give a round of applause for our newest member.
Yes, congratulations.
We are excited to work with you, and congratulations. The date is to be determined of when you will, I think we talked about that, so, okay. Thank you. Okay, training requests, the MFD, Mr. Hickens.
Okay, we have two for you today. The first is for Chief Cliff to attend the Pennsylvania Career Fire Chiefs Association Spring Training and Meeting, running April 23rd through 25th in the area of Reading, Pennsylvania. The cost of that is going to be $359.34 for the hotel stay. The other one he has, you want me to do these together?
Yes, please, Mr. Hickens.
Other one is he is recommending approval for firefighter Brian Salvatore to attend a one-day driver-operated pumper testing at the Butler County Community College on May 18th. The cost of the class is $175. He will be providing his own transportation, and there is no overnight accommodations needed.
Great, thank you very much. Any questions for Mr. Hickens? Okay.
I don't have any. I'll make a motion to approve.
And I will second. Mr. Olet, how do you vote?
Yes.
I vote yes, motion carries. And now we have Ms. Stutzman. We have 4 different training requests.
Thank you. Would you like me to do all 4 of them together?
If you wouldn't mind.
The first one is a training request for the Accelerated 2025 Certified Compost Professional Certification. I recommend Jim Schaefer completing the Accelerated 2025 Certified Compost Professional Certification through PROP. This valuable training program includes the fundamentals of composting, types of composting, and the attendance at the PA Timber Show. Those would take place in order on March 4th, April is to be determined, and June 6th and 7th. And the membership fees, we get membership fee pricing, so that is, the first one is $75, the second one is $225, the third one is $205. So the total cost for all 3 sessions is $505. To complete the certification, the employee will need to take an exam at the PROP conference for an additional $30. This is an excellent opportunity to enhance our team's expertise in organic waste management and to contribute to sustainability efforts at the Millfair Compost Center. These prop trainings were budgeted for in the 2025 operating budget under the training expense line. And $1,500 was budgeted in this subcategory and leaves a balance of $965 after the trainings and the exam. The next one is for a prop certification core requirement. It is my recommendation to send Jim Schaefer virtually to props core classes on recycling and the law, recycling economics, and recycling public policy. These recycling courses cover a range of topics, including current legislation, legal tools for local government program management, cost-effective strategies for recycling programs, and insights into public policy making at the state and local levels. Participants will learn how to improve compliance, manage costs, and navigate policy dynamics to enhance recycling efforts. This training was budgeted for under the Millfair training line, and after purchasing, $460 is left in this subcategory. The third one is for the prop conference. I'm requesting permission for 3 CRS employees, Monica Ziegler, Jim Schaefer, and myself, to attend the Professional Recyclers of Pennsylvania continuing education classes at the 2025 Prop Conference in Cranberry, PA, July 22nd through July 25th, in order to obtain and maintain prop certifications. Monday, July 21st and Friday, July 25th will be used as travel days, and use of a township vehicle is requested. And I apologize, I'm going to go backwards, because for his accelerated compost certification, I did want to add that use of a personal vehicle is requested to attend those 2 classes, but no hotel is necessary. Okay, so getting back to the prop conference, the early bird member rate of the prop conference is $700 per person, with a $275 pre-conference class per person on reuse and composting. The prop conference training total comes to $2,925 and was budgeted under the CRS and Millfair 2025 operating budget under training. $3,600 was budgeted for this and is coming in $675 under budget. A 4-night hotel stay, which is coming in at $139 plus tax per night, will total $1,668. Meals and incidentals calculated by gsa.gov for 2 travel days and 3 full days will equal $306 per person for a total of $918. The total hotel and meals and incidentals will equal $2,586. $4,500 was budgeted and will be coming in $1,914 under budget. And my final training request is for the Multicultural Resource Center language access training. It is, want to schedule this for Tuesday, April 1st from 9 a.m. to noon, and approximately 30 to 50 employees in attendance. It's my recommendation to bring in instructors from the Multicultural Resource Center for a 3-hour in-house training for township staff. This training will provide tools to foster a more inclusive workplace, enhance cultural awareness, and improve communication, including language access. Participants will learn about the unique cultural, religious, and ethnic backgrounds of Erie and Mill Creek communities, gain strategies for promoting inclusivity, and develop skills to build positive, productive relationships with diverse groups and organizations. Thank you.
Sorry, thank you very much. I appreciate that. Any questions, Mr. Olet?
No, none here.
Okay, I don't either. I'll make a motion to approve the 4 training requests.
And I'll second.
And I will note too that the language access training is actually a requirement that we have a language access plan in order to procure sort of state and federal grant funding. We found that out last year, and we adopted the program so that we can receive those grant funds. So thank you very much, Ms. Stutzman, for making sure that we're checking all the boxes. We had motions, and I will go ahead and call for the vote now. Mr. Olet, how do you vote?
Yes.
I vote yes, motion carries. Let's see, we now have the CRS Milfare Communications Report from Ms. Stutzman.
Thank you. In 2024, the Compost Center welcomed a total of 18,438 visitors, contributing to the ongoing success of our sustainability efforts. Throughout the year, we processed an impressive 21,484 cubic yards of brush and leaves, all diverted from the local landfill, which is also equal to 6,648 tons. This effort plays a crucial role in reducing waste and promoting eco-friendly practices in Mill Creek Township. Additionally, the center produced 7,031 cubic yards of outgoing product, which supports various community projects and local yard landscaping efforts, enhancing the local environment with locally made products from your neighbors' backyards. Our continued mission is to reduce landfill waste while providing valuable resources back to the community. When the Compost Center opens its doors for the 2025 season on Monday, March 3rd, residents will see a new look with our new logo, along with a 50% sale on vine mulch. And I do have some stats from the AARP income tax preparation appointments that we've been booking. We wanted to announce that the AARP tax appointments for 2025 are now fully booked. In 2024, we were able to assist 425 residents, while that number slightly declined to 394 in 2025. So we're booking right around 400 appointments per year. The decrease was only due to losing a volunteer halfway through our season. So if we had more volunteers, which we encourage people to volunteer to sign up to do, we would love to help more people and add on an extra day. But we thank our volunteers for their hours of dedication and this invaluable resource that they are providing to the community. And we do hope to assist even more residents in 2026.
That's wonderful. And that is free for those residents, isn't it?
Yes, it is.
Yes, and I think that especially those on a fixed income, they can come make an appointment and have a free service offered to them. I think that's just wonderful that we offer that. So yes, anyone, do people need an accounting background in order to help people with their taxes, or?
AARP handles all of the
Okay.
volunteer requests. I do know that there's people just helping, our residents check in. So,
Oh, that's true too. Okay, great.
I believe they go through trainings and whatnot, but all the volunteers are taken through AARP, and then we book all
And they
the
get
appointments.
training. Okay, that's awesome. Great, thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Okay, we have executive session next. We had executive sessions on February 13th and February 21st, 2025. On February 13th, we talked about litigation matters related to state and federal court lawsuits, easement disputes, personnel matters related to police department and the fire department, and real estate matters related to park and rec facilities and stormwater easements. On February 21st, we discussed litigation matters related to state and federal court lawsuits, building, zoning, and contract disputes, real estate matters related to park and rec facilities and stormwater easements, as well as personnel matters related to the police department and the fire department. Now for solicitor communications.
Nothing further on my end, thank you.
Thank you very much. Student ambassador report. Oh gosh, you poor thing. Just do what you want to do maybe we should make this report in the beginning. Poor guy.
Good, I should probably say evening at this point. Good evening, everyone. I just have two short updates from McDowell High School to share with you all today. Miss Carrie Barzetsky, who teaches financial literacy at McDowell, has teamed up with the local 10-2 credit union to offer prizes for students doing tasks related to financial literacy. These tasks include researching credit cards, opening a savings account, making a budget, and more. As students complete these tasks, they earn points towards certain prizes like gift cards and t-shirts. If the whole class obtains enough points, the class wins a pizza or donut party. And every time a student gets a prize, another submission is put into a drawing for a grand prize gift basket that they might be able to win.
Wow.
This is an exciting and engaging way of taking the concepts learned in the financial literacy class and applying them. And it has been a big success so far. I am in that class, so I am seeing it in action as we speak. So yeah, this is a big success. We have a lot of people doing tasks and such. So
I have to say, can I just, I don't want to interrupt you. Are you done with that section?
Yes.
Okay. Ms. Barzetsky is probably one of the finest teachers I have ever had the pleasure of teaching with. She was in 7th grade. She went to the high school. My daughters had her in school for math, and they never felt so confident. They felt very confident in math because of her. One of the many great teachers in the Mill Creek Township School District, Mr. Winchell's here, and Ms. Winchell, School Board, thank you. But I will say, she is one of the finest, and I can also call her my friend.
Tonight is a big night for Trojan Athletics. The McDowell boys varsity basketball team will be hosting a PIAA sub-regional playoff game versus Alderdice at 7 p.m. at our Paul Gold Gymnasium. We are so proud of our team for making it to this point, and we hope for a win to continue our playoff run, so go Trojans. Thank you for listening, and we look forward to giving more updates in the future.
We love to have you here.
Thank you.
Are you going to the basketball game tonight?
I am not, no.
Didn't get a ticket?
Yeah, I'm just a little busy.
Go Trojans. Boys, you got this. Where's the camera? You got this. You're gonna own them. You got it. And they have also Mr. O'Connor. Kevin O'Connor is their coach, and he's another one of the best. So they got it. I know it. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay. Now we have citizens to be heard. Do we have any citizens that would like to speak today? Thank you very much. All you have to do is speak your name into the record. You don't have to say your address. We don't want people coming to your house.
They could come to the house anytime. My name is William Schaff, and I'm a member of the Mill Creek Township Government Study Commission. Say that fast 3 times. It's kind of fun. I want to give a mini report to the supervisors and the public that is here today to tell you that our commission had 8 people that slept on downtown, down Interstate 79 to have a meeting with other township supervisors and managers of similar size to Mill Creek Township to try to learn what they do right, what they do wrong, what we can learn from that exchange. Looked into their financial budgets a little bit along the way. We look forward to having dialogue with our own Mill Creek supervisors. And if you talk about map reading, it's always kind of fun to know where you are before you can move forward. And so that's the theory that we're applying there. And we want to make sure that the public has a clear understanding that we meet the 2nd and 4th Tuesdays of every month at 5:30 p.m. These meetings are open to the public. They're part of the Sunshine Law, quite frankly. And so we want to make sure that there's as much disclosure of the things that we are doing as we possibly can to the public, and they're always welcome to give me a call. Stop by the house if you like, and we can be glad to talk about it to make sure that we move forward and get results that are in the best interest of all of the citizens of Mill Creek Township.
And can you say the dates or the days again? And it is located here in the Assembly Room in the Mill Creek Township Municipal Building, correct?
That's correct, yes. And they are the 2nd and 4th Mondays. Did I say Tuesday before? Mondays.
I think you said Monday. Okay.
2nd and 4th Mondays. There is multiple postings of that on websites related to the.
And there is a page linked to our website.
That's correct.
So they can always go to millcreektownship.com and there's a page that we have there.
Yeah. A little bit of our website is a work in progress, but it's getting there.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. Shaw.
Anyone else? Citizens to be heard? Okay. Hearing none, I will call for an adjournment. Oh, we're under an hour and a half. That's nice. Do I have a motion to adjourn, Mr. Olet?
So moved.
I also second, or I will second that. How do you vote?
Yes.
I vote yes. Meeting is adjourned at 5:53 p.m. Everyone have a great night.